Hello, everyone, and welcome to Harv's World for another episode of Off the Grid. It's a rainy morning here in the Willamina forest, and as you can see, obviously, I'm at the sawmill. Pierre has to work today. He's really tied up with Hugo, and he asked me if I wouldn't come over and haul some lumber for him because he's wanting to get started on his house. So I agreed, obviously. I'm not somebody who's going to turn down a friend. So yeah, that's going to be my first chore for today is delivering this lumber to Pierre's place. But before we get going, I would like to welcome Owzy, Tim Kessler, War Thunder, Jason Croplin, Paul Craster, Zeledzi32, Steve Cordova, Alicia Harlock, Unexpected, Default Boy, Harbork's Shark, Quentin Nall, and DC new me to the channel as subscribers. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Harv's World. Thank you so much for subscribing. And I was going to go back the way I traditionally do, back through the mailbox, but I think it's going to be quicker if I just go along the lake here. And I'd kind of like to see what's going on. Kind of intrigued by, I haven't been through the area, the development area, and apparently it's spreading because we're not that far from the sawmill, and it looks like they've put in some kind of a fuel station. Huh. And what's this? Willa Yachting. Oh, we've got to see this. I got to find out what's going on. I'm going to leave my trailer here though. I really wish it wasn't raining today, but it is what it is. Holy cow. Yeah, I've got to go look at this. What are these people doing over here? I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but still, I'm still surprised. I guess we welcome everyone. We've got flags from a bunch of different nations there. Oh, a boat. I might have to take that. No. Wow. Just wow. Apparently somebody's a diehard, or they expect the weather to turn because they're out today. This is just crazy. Well, there goes the neighborhood. I mean, we knew that this side of the lake was going to cater to the wealthy, but man, this takes the cake. Apparently we can buy some ice cream here. Nobody's working today, apparently. They probably don't expect much in the way of business because, well, it's raining. Nobody except that nut out there wants to be out in the rain. And man, does my pickup ever stand out over here. One of these things is not like the other. Good God. Willa Yachting. That's interesting. Let's just leave it at that. It's interesting. I'm almost afraid to drive over this hill now. I have no idea what I'm going to see. It doesn't look like they've done much in the way of development on the lake on this side yet. Probably trying to get all of the touristy stuff in so that they can get people to want to come up here and build quicker. Although it looks like they're moving forward, yeah, on this lot over here. Let's see a little bit better. They're doing something, getting ready for something to go in there. That's the development office still going its way, but they've cleaned up this building. I imagine they're going to do something here. Put up a fence. Be interested to see. And they are starting work over here. It looks like this is going to be some kind of a big house. It's an awfully big lot for a house, but still. And they're starting to put in realish roads. And it doesn't look like they're going to stop down here. Holy cow. Kind of looks like they're just trying to terrace this whole thing. Look at that up there. They're just digging away at this hillside, just digging it out. Man. Well, shouldn't be surprised. Shouldn't be surprised at all. We knew this was coming. That's fine. I've got my side of the lake. They can have theirs. Not going to lose any sleep over it. Not going to lose any sleep at all. No sleep to be lost here. I've got my own fish to fry. I have got many, many, many things to get done. Now, like I said, I was at the sawmill and I was talking to Hugo this morning. And I don't know what's going on, but he has asked me not to bring him any more timber for the moment. And I've got a ton. That's what I was telling him. I'm like, hey, I've got a bunch to bring over to you sometime. He said, don't. He's got more than he can handle. The loads that I brought him previously, and then what Pierre and I have brought over, clearing out his spot. He's got more than he can process at the moment and has contracts for. Just take a quick look at the farm market. Still looking good. Our apples are growing nicely. Won't be too long before I put the grand opening sign up so people can come over and start paying me off. Gotta make sure I keep this gate closed. I don't want those people over here. Well, luckily, it hasn't been raining hard enough to turn the road into a mud bog. I do need to gravel this road at some point, though. I really do. Just haven't gotten around to it. I mean, you've seen everything that we've been up against lately. Lots and lots of work to always get done. That's a part of living on the homestead. Working for a living. There's the old combine, which tells me I need to turn here. And I'm just going to drop the flatbed up here and bail. I told him I wouldn't have a way to unload it, and he said that's fine. If he had to, he'd load up the harvester, or the loader from the... Let's take a look around for a minute. But he said he'd load up the loader from the sawmill and bring it over if he had to unload that, so... Well, it doesn't look like he's living small. I mean, that's a pretty nice little trailer he's got built up for himself here. Or brought up for himself. Now, he did make good money off that timber that we cut. He did pay me off for the land, so we are square there. And Yeah, he's doing all right. Looks like he's even started to work on this truck a little bit and get it cleaned up. He said he thought he could fix it. I'll be impressed if he does, because that thing was all kinds of beat up. All kinds of beat up. So let's just leave this trailer here. And head on back to the homestead, see where we stand, because I think I'm getting to a point where finishing up is not out of the question. Just having things exactly like I want them, with a few minor exceptions, but things at the homestead have been going really, really well. So let me get back there and we will check in. Talk to you in a minute. Here we are. You can see the oat field is growing quite nicely. Very nicely indeed. And look at this. I have gotten a lot cleared off. Now there's still a little section back here that I want to finish up. I'm not done with that yet, but getting closer. I'm getting to the point now where I can put my fields in, the rest of my fields, and that's what I want to try to get done. I wanted to take a look at my cows too, because I was also talking to Hugo about that, and you know, me being the rank amateur, I was pretty much just buying any cow that was cheapest, figuring a little milk here, a little milk there, and he said, well, if I made sure that I had the same type of cows, they would breed. I don't. I've got a mishmash, mix and match. So he told me that if I could bring him a couple of cows, he could swap me out. So maybe with this rain going right now, that's what I should do, because, well, I'm not going to be able to get out there and work because it's going to be just nothing but a mud bog. In fact, just getting back up here, look how filthy my truck got. So let me go grab the cattle trailer. I think that's probably going to be the best choice right now. You know, he started that animal operation, and I'm a little concerned. I mean, I've got a lot of money invested in that sawmill right now, and I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that he's apparently struggling. If he doesn't want me to bring him timber, then yeah, that's very, very concerning. But let me just do the cattle deal with him. Now, he did say because my cows are older, he's gonna give me some young. Like I said, he's pretty much gonna you know, buy calves, raise them up and sell them, that kind of thing. Not just calves, but pretty much everything. And I asked him what he had, because I told him I've got black and white, brown and white, and I've got a brown cow and a black cow. He said if I could bring him the brown and white cows, he'd trade me out for a couple of black and white cows. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. See if I can herd them into this cattle trailer. Although I actually think I'm on the wrong side of the cattle pasture. Yeah, I should probably be on the other side if I can get there. Because now it's been raining long enough, everything's starting to get ridiculously muddy. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, I've gotten myself out of a pickle being stuck before. Yeah, I think this is going to do me. Come on. Just go straight back. Yeah, that's what I needed you to do. Thank you. There we go. And that was much harder than it needed to be. Watch it, Bessie. Alright, let me see if I can get these cows herded into this trailer. Let's see what happens. There we go. Yeah, they're pretty docile. Okay. Close that gate back up. Man, that gate's being stubborn today. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, let's see if I can just swing around. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. How you girls doing back there? Okay. Off to the cattle market. Let's go see what Hugo has for me. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be cows. Alright, let's get over there. So I will head over to the cattle market and see you over there. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, here we go. Look at that. He told me if I came by not to be surprised. I'm surprised. That's hilarious. Well, I guess there's no question about what this place is now. No question at all. That's pretty spectacular. Outstanding, Hugo. Well done. Well played. Alright, let me run inside. Get these cattle taken care of. And see what we can do. Well, that takes care of that. You can see my brown and white cows have turned to black and white cows. It did cost me $1,000. All told, that's not horrible. Not horrible at all. So, now the long, wet trip back to the homestead. Who knows? I mean, you know, okay, it cost me $1,000, but now, if it makes these cows easier to breed, every time I get a cow, you know, Hugo will pretty much pay me a couple thousand for it because he can sell it for more. Obviously. And that'll work out in everybody's favor. Because I've got 6 cows. That's probably, well, with the farm market, I could end up needing more than that, but we'll have to see. I have to see how all of that goes. But if I get any more cows, just bring them to Hugo and he'll sell them for me. So, yeah, we'll see how it all pans out. Okay, cattle rancher am I. Let's see if we can get these guys back in there. Shouldn't be too difficult, right? I mean, cows are docile. There we go. That looks about right. Yep, that should go straight in. This gate is really being stubborn today. Really stubborn today. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, we finally got it. Okay. Let's get our new two new Bessies in here. There we go. So now we got 4 black and white cows. I don't know what the difference is, but I trust Hugo. Hugo says it will make them produce better, breed better, and I'm all for it. Hey, look, the gate actually worked this time. Outstanding. Check their food, make sure everything's good in here. Yeah, I think they look okay. Straw looks okay. While I'm over here, I should go check their water. They could use some water. We'll take care of that later. Okay. Cows are done. Very nice indeed. I'm going to get this trailer put away and then see about waiting out this rain, because there's not much I can do here on the homestead as long as this bloody rain insists on persisting. I don't need no rain. Well, I mean, the crops like it, but too much rain will kill them, so I don't want to get too crazy. And it's been raining for hours and hours and hours now. Alright. Well, we're going to see when the rain ends. Well, that rain finally decided to quit. Sometime in the middle of the night. I'll tell you what, it doesn't rain up here often, but when it does, it gets real. And it just rains and rains and rains. Come here, James. Have some food. Have some breakfast, buddy. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Let's get some work done, shall we? Well, apparently the rain did the oats well, because they finished themselves off. They're ready to harvest, but that's going to have to wait. I've got other fish to fry today. Lots of other fish to fry. Because, well, I've cleared all these trees. I got to get some stumps out, which I never would have been able to accomplish in all that rain. It would have just been a mud bog out here. And then I can focus on putting in the last of my fields, which is really my key thing today. I want to finish off the fields. I want to get my fields set up so I know exactly what I'm doing. And as you can see, there's no shortage of stumps. And what is the rule on the homestead? What's the rule about stumps? Stumps are sneaky. They will hide and make your life miserable. And I know, no matter how thorough I am, no matter how much I do here, these stumps are going to form a stump conspiracy and try to hide out. Try to break my plow. Do whatever they can to make my life miserable. Why? Because they're stumps. Stumps are evil. Just pure unadulterated evil, stumps are. In fact, you know, I should drag this along the ground just to get rid of these bushes. So that if any stumps are hiding in there, I don't miss them. I don't think any trees were that close to the field. We were close, but not that close. Nope, nothing there. Good. Very good indeed. Tell you what though, this stump grinder really does a number. Nothing against the John Deere, but this stump grinder makes that little one look like a rank amateur. Alright, so I'm going to grind stumps. And we will check back in just a little bit. There's just a few left to take out here. Hopefully I have outwitted the stumps this time. They haven't gotten the better of me, as they hope, as they so frequently have in the past. Just make sure. I think that should. Look at that mess of of trails through the grass back there. Yeah, there were a couple of stumps. I literally think I just took out about 100. So I'm going to go drop off this forestry equipment because I'm not cutting anything today, but look at this. I've got all of this timber ready to go. I moved it over here because I think I can easily put my fields in, and this won't be too much in the way over here, but I probably got 4 or 5 truckloads sitting there ready to go, and Hugo doesn't want it. If we don't get to a point where he wants it, I don't know what I'm going to do. To be completely honest, I really don't. Because I kind of count on that. The timber is my bread and butter up here. I mean, not like I'm hurting for money at the moment or anything, but you know how it is on the farm, on the homestead. There's always something. Look at that little weed problem I had. Although, you know, I have been lucky in that regard. My buddy Ed, I can always count on him. I need to get in touch with him again. You know, it's been far too long. That's the problem with moving away. And especially when you're extremely busy. You just end up kind of losing touch a little bit. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But sometimes that's what you're left with, just because nobody's fault. It just happens, you know. And the poor little Ursus is in the way. Better get that out of there. Poor little Ursus. This thing is a beast. 50 horsepower of pure muscle, that tractor is. There are tractors 10 times its size that couldn't do what that little Ursus has accomplished. Abso-floggin-lutely. Okay, today is the day. Today is the day that the fields are going in. And so my oat field here, this is already a good sized field. I'm actually going to expand it. I'm going to put in a second field that's going to be bigger than that one. I'm going to put in one other small field as well. I'm not going to do anything if I don't get this equipment out of the way. Yeah, this truck has been worked hard. It's even filthy on the inside. Look at that. I should probably go park it over by the pressure washer. Although I could bring the pressure washer to it if I needed to, but it's neither here nor there. This gets it out of the way for good. And I have to say, I'm pleased with the results of that spray on the herbicide. That knocked down those weeds, and I never even saw them grow. Like it literally just prevented it, so that's awesome. Totally awesome. You know, I think I'm actually just going to park this over by my timber piles in the hope that Hugo's going to get his poop in a group, and Look, look at that. Look at that pile of timber I have cut. I have moved a lot of wood, let me tell you. Okay. Let's get on it. Unfold our plow. And I want to put, I'm going to expand the oat field, but I want to put my second field in first. Because the expansion part's going to be easy. Laying out this first field, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. I don't want them too close together. Probably because I want a good strip to be able to drive between. Yeah, that's probably about right. See if we can run this relatively straight along that edge. Keep a nice straight gap between the two. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now this time, I'm not going to get so close to the tree. Oh no, I'm... yeah. Oh, that looks good, Harv. Okay, well, we'll be straightening that out, won't we? This time, I'm not getting so close to the trees. In fact, I think that right there is about going to do it. In fact, I think I'll start from this side. Because I can see, I'm up higher, so I can see a little bit better down there. So I think if I start right on this corner, because I kind of finished up about where I wanted to be. And if I aim right through there, I think that might just be the trick. Probably going to end up... Nah, I think I'll be okay. I think I'm okay. If it's not perfect, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's not really the point, is it? The rest of it will be easier. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not too close to my other field. Well, it's not great, but it'll do the trick. Okay. I also don't want to get super close to the road. In fact, I started this field and got a little bit closer to the road than I really wanted to. That's about as close as I want to be. So we're going to run the outer edge. What I'm going to do is lay out the fields. Just do the outer edge. And then go back and plow out the rest of it. I think that sounds like a fabulous plan, don't you? A little close to the road there. And I want to keep this spot intact because I think I'm going to want a road up that way too. Because I kind of have a plan for the future that involves building that road out. That is not for today, however. That is for sometime down the road. No pun intended. I'm gonna like this field. I like different. And this one's definitely gonna be interesting and different. Not just boring square field. Although I could have worked a little bit harder at keeping that edge a little more straight, but well, that's where we're at for now. Just a smidge more. That'll do. make sure I give my log piles plenty of clearance here on the left. That'll keep me out of the forest too. This is going to be a really good sized field. That's gonna be a really good sized field. In fact, I didn't quite realize. I don't know, maybe I should make that 2 fields. What do you think? You think this should just be 1 big field, or should it be 2? I'm curious. I'm not opposed to either suggestion, really. Okay, well, that's 1 field. Now, the other field is going to be on this slope over here, which is fine by me. It's going to be kind of a small, tiny field. But I kind of feel like I need a smaller field now that I'm expanding those 2. I don't want to get too close to the trees. Although there's so little area to work with here, I'm probably going to get a little bit closer to the trees than I would normally, but we'll deal. Now, actually, this isn't going to be that small of a field anyway, because it's just going to be longer than it is wider. This is going to be a little bit of an odd-shaped field too, but again, I like that. In fact, you know, I don't think I'm going to try to square off this end. I think I'm just going to make it kind of rounded end. About like so. And that'll leave me plenty of room to put that road in that I want to put in. Hard to believe that it's come this far. You know, I was thinking the other day about starting down there at the, well, there wasn't even a mailbox. It was just boxed in by trees coming across the bridge and getting those first trees out. It's been a long, long road, but it's been good. It's been positive the whole way. We've had our ups and downs, you know, issues with Chuck and things like that, and the development coming across the lake. But as far as what's going on over here, I couldn't possibly complain. Not even a little bit. Okay. Well, at this point, I got a whole lot of plowing to do. So why don't you all sit back, enjoy some music, and we'll chat up in just a minute. that takes care of that. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I've got my smaller field over there on the hill. I've got this nice big fat field right here. We're going to do some real farming now. Abso-floggin-lutely. And last things last, I do need to come over here and extend this field. I was thinking about it a little bit. And we know how dangerous that can be when Harv starts thinking. But I think all I'm going to do today, because I'm kind of concerned about the oats. I don't want to lose too many oats, and it's too easy to get too close and not be able to pull out in time. Hopefully that'll do me. Woo. See what I'm talking about? That was too close. And we're just going to extend straight out. Ish. Oh well, remember I was saying I liked odd-shaped fields? Welcome to another odd-shaped field. That's not too horrible. Close enough for Harv's world work. We don't need perfection. We just need it done. And then, of course, we'll come straight across. Pretty much like so. Boy, that's really going to expand that field, isn't it? I didn't realize just how deep into this I was getting, but you know what? That works. It works for me. And since I'm the one working for me, I guess that's what really matters. And back down here. Now I'll be able to extend my road up past the cattle pasture. And so far, so good. The stumps have been outwitted. Oh yes. The stumps did not get the better of Harv this time. There we go. Almost. I am going to run the edge over here. And then all I'll have to do, once the oats are harvested, is come back in with my plow, plow out this one little strip between the new section and the old. I just don't want to get too close, so I'm disrupting the oats that are already grown. Oh yeah. I absolutely hate these little bushes. These little weedy bushes. They drive me a little bit crazy. And yes, we have discussed the fact that I can be a little bit anal retentive about stuff, and yes, the bushes are one of those things. They absolutely drive me nuts. If I could find a way to rip every one of them out of the ground and kill them off, I would be a very happy man. Okay, I would be an even happier man, because I'm a pretty happy man. Up here, I've got all of this. Look how beautiful that looks. Is that not gorgeous? Come on. Give it up for how beautiful the Willamina forest is and my homestead. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I think we've done good work up here, like I was talking about earlier. How far has it come? You know, just in the beginning, making the road to get back here. And then building the homestead, putting the first field in. The very first field. Remember how tiny that was? Compared to what's here now? Thank you. Compared to what's here now? I mean, that section of field with the oats in it right now, that used to be 2 fields. And in fact, it was 2 fields that are smaller than that because it's been expanded. You know, the barnyard. I had to build the barnyard. Cattle pasture, horse, chicken coop, all of it. It has been a long and interesting road. A very long and interesting road. But this is going to finish off the fields. It's going to be the last of the fields. I can't imagine needing more than this. I am going to finish off that section of trees over there, and I'm going to leave that for pasture land. Somewhere that I've got regular grass growing that I can mow when I need it for hay or silage or whatever. But that's for another day, because I think that's going to do it for this episode of Off the Grid. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And until next time, take care.